But I've been looking forward to having Guyana's pound of flesh. Minya wizard mpacho. Let me ask you this question. What would you do if you borrowed money from someone? And instead of charging you interest, they demanded a pound of your flesh if you failed to repay? What would you do if the person is from the voltage? If it is Guyana, you are dead. Joker. It sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's exactly the gripping story at the heart of Guyana's Pound of Flesh, first original African adaptation of William Shakespeare's legendary classic, The Merchant of Venice. Yeah, this August, Image Bureau, April Communications and National Theatre, they present to you this hilarious, thought-provoking and unforgettable theatrical masterpiece written and directed by George Quay. Joker. And George Quay is here today. It will be live at the National Theatre on Saturday 1st, Sunday 2nd, Saturday 8th, Sunday 9th August. The shows at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day. Tickets are at a cool 200 Ghana cedis. And they are available at www.imagebureaugh.com, or you can dial *714 *46#. For enquiries, please call 055 131 3134. Guyana's Pound of Flesh is supported by Knee Plants Car Rentals, Graphic Communications Group, Joy FM, Hits FM, Joy Prime Television, and proudly brought to you by the Ghana Tourism Authority. Guyana's Pound of Flesh, the story of justice, revenge, mercy, and the choices that define our humanity. Don't miss it. In the meantime, one area of Ghana's creative arts that artists haven't invested much in is public relations. They will do the budget for everything, and forget about public relations. For the past few years, though, we've seen attempts by some of them to hire some creatives, some PR professionals, yeah? And I'm in the studio with some of them. Some will be on Zoom. Joker. Today, we're talking about why it is necessary to have PR executives for creatives. Now, joining me today is my big brother. Yeah, big brother. He is team lead for Image Bureau. Also, my main bureau. Fantipim for me, too much. Bureau. Yeah.
Spell it like this: B-I-U. B-I-U. Bureau. Row. Uh-huh.
Image Bureau.
I-U-R-O-W. Bureau.
Bureau.
Uh-huh.
Row.
Yeah.
Bureau. Okay.
Image. Bureau.
Entino niache me kofodia secondary. Niache me kofodia secondary school no. Mintie fantipim for dear.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sesquicentennial anniversary.
Sesquicentennial. So what mean you see on my life? Image Bureau. Okay. And also he's also a PR professional. PR and communications professional. Let me say hi to Jesse Japon. He is listening to us. Yeah. Jesse, good afternoon to you. Also, can Bureau.
That's my boss, yes. Yes.
Hey, he's your boss.
Yeah,
and you are my boss, so he's my boss's boss.
I'm Fuchini.
He be the DBH. Odi size bang.
Me am height.
Because I console in size.
Patch of them. Me am height. We are presidential level.
We also have Vida Educhumwa Boateng, head of public relations, Benetton Music Group. Yeah, for Stoneboy. Vida. Kabra sir. I'm a small boy, man, yes, sir. Since you know when I got to know of Vida was a producer for Peace FM's Entertainment Review. Way back in 2009.
2007.
See.
Way back.
Way back. And Vida is here today to also help with the conversation. Yawodu Ayeboafu, head of public relations, BYK, Beyond Control Medical. How are you?
I'm fine, that's all.
Yeah, great. And you also do PR for other artists?
Yes.
Okay, like RC?
So for actually I manage him. So that's
Okay. That's not PR.
But I've done PR for Mr. Drew, Live the Boy and the likes.
Oh, okay.
On this
Okay.
note, play agenda for us.
Agenda.
Asani nyina gyina osisi.
Usisi nkwa. Don't know why you waste exercise.
It's too much.
Yeah, I don't know why Philip has not danced to that song yet, because it looks like a song that your waist will fit. Naniel, everything cool?
Yes, everything's good.
All right. On Zoom, we'll have Edem Mensah Chotome. Yeah, Settings Man. He's PR executive for Empress Gifty or Chiame Kwame Tick, and I'm sure there are more. And then Empress Nita is PR strategist for Samini and Kweku Flick. You know, we have PR executives and we have strategists. Yeah. Tiliakria Nipa is PR executive for Cracks Global. And Uncle Ken Addy, our own uncle, is broadcaster Joy FM. I wouldn't be surprised if he's done PR work in the past before, because he's DJ, managing Nanaya Redu, managing Neda. And he is also joining us here. And then Tony Asankuma is a film critic and founder, ghmoviefreak.com. Prior to this conversation, I called him and I was asking him, he's more into the film side. I asked him if he knew anybody who does PR for the film, for the actors of the film side. Also, he used to do that in the past, but now. So we'll be speaking to him as well. All right, so lady, gentlemen, and those who are on Zoom now. Oh, let me say hi to those on Zoom. I can see Tony Asankuma. Tony, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kwame. Good afternoon to your listeners and also your panelists in studio.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Tony. Let me see if I can hear the voice of Tilly. Is Tilly on yet? Hello, Tilly. Is Tilly on? Only Tony. Okay. All right. So let's set the ball rolling now. Let me start with George Quay. George Quay is a PR
The big people
professional. George Quay has been in this business for a long time. Charterhouse, PRO. At a point in time, he took a foray into other things. Not a foray into a different field, but he did PR for about 2 weeks or 2 days for Men's Good.
1 month.
It was 1 month there. Yeah. Those days he was using Ni Amakwe.
Still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
That's
remember.
my name, so.
Yeah, I heard you on a radio interview, and they said, let's speak to the PR for communications for Men's Good, and they mentioned, let me say, no, the voice is George Quay, not Niamakwe. George.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about PR. What exactly is the work of a PR executive?
Okay. In this intro and mentioning people who are part of this conversation, you've used quite a number of words.
So many
PR
words.
strategist, PR executive, PR.
Yes.
It is one role with different categories of authority.
Educators.
The PR strategist, these days, some of them call themselves the PR architect. They are the vision holders. They are not those who handle the day-to-day posting, the day-to-day monitoring, and the day-to-day reporting. They are the vision bearers. They are the ones who are looking at the entire big picture. So if, let us say, Vida is PR architect or PR strategist for Brand BIM or Stoneboy, for instance, then Vida is the one who's overseeing the entire vision of that brand as far as PR or that brand's interaction with its publics is concerned. The PR is a relationship between a brand or a person and its publics and the perception around that brand. Once upon a time, someone asked me, why did I pick the name Image Bureau when I was establishing a company? And I said, because everything about life is perception. It's driven by perception. Everything about perception is driven by what people see more than what they hear. Because in this creative space, everything about PR is more of what people see, because what they hear would eventually translate into what they see, what they feel, and that would inform what they will say. That was why we picked that word image,
Yeah.
because it forms the core basis of what we do, which is driven by PR. So the PR strategist is the one who sits up top, and in certain quarters they call them the PR architects. Then it comes down to the PR maybe manager, who will now work with PR executives. The PR executives would encompass all those other, but those that are, some are handling day-to-day postings, some are handling media interactions, some are doing this, some are just sitting behind consoles and looking onto gadgets, just monitoring and weighing things and doing research to find what people are saying about you. All those people are executives. So the PR strategist, or the PR person, the one leading the PR team, is the one who sits up top. And if corporate institutions and brand would take that role critically, they would realize that that is, if it were government structure, that would be a cabinet role. If it were a corporate institution, it would be a top executive role, because PR decisions are decisions that are taken at the time of management planning. So if it's an organization, for instance, your vision for this year, your PR executive or your PR strategist or leader should be in that meeting that designs what the corporate institution decides to do for that year. So again, I'll come to Vida. If Vida is part of Beam's team and is up top as a strategist or the architect, when Stoneboy wakes up on 1st of January and says, okay, I want to plan for the year, or maybe they want to do it in December or November for the following year, that very first meeting, Vida should be in that meeting, because everything you do not do it for yourself. You do it for your publics. You do it for your followers. You do it for your fans. And it is an interface between you and the publics. They are the ones that receive everything, every decision, even when you marry, even when you drink water, even let an artist drink water. There was once upon a time a football thing. It was a press conference, and I think Cristiano Ronaldo got there, and there was a drink, and then he moved it to the side and said, do you know what it did PR-wise, the statement that was made? You understand? So all those little things, once you're an artist, every single act of yours, even if you have a fight with your wife, your PR must be in the know. Your PR would have to speak to it at some point. Your PR would have to engage with your fans and followers, because every single action can either gain or lose you a fans or following, and it would eventually affect your bottom line. It would make or break you, and that can affect everybody who depends on you for their day-to-day upkeep.
So there is actually an organogram, like
yes, it's got to be. There's a role. Yes, it's not. Everybody will call themselves a PR, but levels, a BTDBH. Not everybody understands the job of a PR strategist or a PR architect. But yes, of course, you can be a PR person just because you have a sweet tongue and you can speak for people. So maybe that may make you. And I've told people time and again that the word of PR, though the work of the PR, though it falls within art, it is a science. Because everything that deals with interacting with people, and if you want to be one of the best at the job, you need to learn to speak to people's hearts. That is not an easy job. Getting into people's heads is very easy. Very, very, very easy to get into people's heads. I can get into anyone's head. You can get into people's heads just by having a great voice and a sweet tongue and knowing what words to use at what particular time and having the ability of not looking for words. There are people, when they're speaking, you hear, and they are looking for words. No. People that sustain and go and hold attention are people that don't have to look for words. So yeah, you can be a great speaker, can hold attention, but it does not make you a PR strategist, because you do not have what it takes to plan the science and the vision and the wisdom and the thinking and the grand scheme behind the artist persona and dealings in the entire year.
Right.
That is the one who sits up top, and that is actually the job.
So
the rest, you can train anybody to
so
perform.
in effect, you have given us the qualities one needs to have to be
that
a
is what makes
PR
you the one at the
professional.
top. Yes,
yeah.
at top. Yeah.
Can you be a PR strategist without speaking to the public?
Yes, a lot of PR strategists actually don't.
They are silent.
You don't even get to know them. They are there. They are the ones that plan it. They are seated there. There are a lot of them. Philip here is a great PR strategist.
That is why he sent me a question.
Yes. You know, there are people that don't. And a lot of corporate institutions have them. That is why a corporate may have a PR strategist. Sometimes a lot of them, they sublet it. Look, there are a lot of companies in this country who have their PR strategists sitting in the UAE. They plan and execute for years. There are some that we've had to implement at Image Bureau. The strategy has been planned from somewhere and it's just been given to you. We're doing A, B, C, D, E. Yours is just to execute. But yeah, you call yourself a PR and comms person for blah, blah, blah. You take all the shine and everything. I recall when I was at Chathouse, a lot of the things that I was taking thumbs ups and stuff for, designed by Mr. Yolo Ayade, one of the most intelligent men I've ever met.
Strategist.
But yes, he would design it, he would plan it, Yours is just to go and implement and execute.
PR
So there are a lot
wow.
of PR strategies. Like I told you, it's a science. A lot of people know how to design it, but not everybody has the gift of the gap. The gift of the gap is the ability to speak to people. You may be a great PR strategist, but when it comes to communicating it, a certain Vida will floor you. A certain Anaya will floor you. A certain Tilly will floor you. A certain Tony will floor you. A certain Adam will floor you. A certain Kwame Dadzie will floor you because they may have what it takes to speak to the people better than you. So it's not
Wow.
the same. Yeah.
There is a strategy to it.
Yes, there is.
Let me introduce other panel members, and I'll come back to you. There is one
Yes.
question before I come to my members here. Adam Mensah Chotome is on. Let me say hi to him. Adam, good afternoon. Adam, can you hear me? All right, let me say hi to Tilly Ekuyenipa. Tilly, are you on?
Yes, I am. Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. How are you doing?
I'm well. How about you?
We're doing great here as well. Let me move to
I can hear you.
Empress
The
Nita.
line was breaking.
Adam, we can hear you. How are you doing, Adam?
Kwame, I'm doing well. Energized.
Are you done emceeing the show?
Oh, we are on. Getting to the 9 members. There's another one waiting for me. They are even calling the other.
Take it easy, okay?
Make
Make some time for us too. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me say hi to Empress Nita. Empress, good afternoon. Okay, it appears Empress cannot hear.
Hi, Kwame. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Empress. I trust you're doing well.
Yes, I'm doing well. How about you?
We're also doing very well here. So thanks for joining us, those on Zoom. Let me come back to George Quay. George, is there a difference between a PRO and a publicist?
It's all just words. They can play the same roles.
Oh, really?
Yes, but if you want to be very critical about it, a PRO simply means a public relations officer. You understand? It is just titles. You understand? But depending on the role requirement and the organization in which you're working for, or the brand you're representing, sometimes there are very, very thin lines, especially when you're representing people in the creative space. It's a little different because I've always maintained that we are crazy. It is a little different when you're representing a brand, say this headset. And every brand needs a PR person, because somebody may decide to go on social media and say something terrible about this headset. I lost my eardrums the first time I used this headset, and then it's out there.
Yeah.
And then the brand is going through. It would require a PR person to come and start to alter the narrative. You'd have to change the conversations and all of that and all of that and all of that. So yeah, sometimes you can hire a publicist whose duty it would be to just put out things that you want to put out.
Okay.
That is a publicist. Just put it out. Issue press statements, organize press conferences, respond to things. Publicist, do that. But a public relations officer, it's like the next level after the PR strategists. Or a public relations executive. They can be at the same level, the officer or the executive, depending again on which organization it is and how they choose to address it. But a publicist may just be. So a publicist is usually used more in the political arena. So a lot of politicians and stuff may have publicists and stuff. Some musicians and artists may also have them, but usually in the corporate space, in the working environments, we have public relations executives or public relations officers. And showbiz personalities.
Yeah, and some individuals might combine a number of these.
Yes, you may combine a number of these. I mean, again, the roles are very, very similar.
Yeah.
But you just need to understand the offerings and requirements of each specifically. But mainly what drives it is exactly what you are representing. Your understanding and appreciation of what you are representing may show specifically how you should skew your act or your art, and then you know what to do better.
Let me come to Vida Duchumwa Boatin. She's head of public relations for Benetton Music. Vida, which of these descriptions fits you the most? Strategist, executive, professional, publicist?
I think for me, I wear all the hats.
Okay.
Yes, so I came in as a PR specialist, but then I combined the role of a publicist, the role of a strategist. For us at BMG, Benetton Music Group, we have a rollout, an annual rollout for the year, and then we make room for a few invitations that will come in between in terms of the shows and other private events that we're going to play. So for us, we treat Stonebwoy as a product. So we ask ourselves, what are we selling? We are selling music. But then there's also the image bit of it. There's also the branding part of it. So we are moving him from just him self-expressing himself and then making him like a marketing brand out there, a viable commercial product that we can put anywhere across the world. So for us, that's a strategy that we use. So we are very particular about what he wears. Even it goes down to the colors that he wears, what he says when he's in public. We set the agenda for Stonebwoy. This week, this is where we are going. You wouldn't entertain any interviews that will talk about that and that because the focus is Beam Festival. So we are moving towards London in 15 August. That is the focus.
Oh, I get it.
So there may be other distractions on the side. I could take on those distractions when it comes to him and what he has to say, and he follows my suit. I mean, when I tell him, Stone, these are the speaking points that we are going with. He is on top. He's at that level, but he listens. But sometimes before he steps out, he's like, Vida, I'm going to this place. I'm likely to meet so and so Kwame Dadzie, a certain Kwame Dadzie waiting for me at Joy. I know they might want to pass this through. How do you think I should go about this? And then I go like, okay, these are the points that we want to highlight.
You are blessed to have an artist that listens.
Yo, he listens.
Because for a lot of you, that is one of the most difficult things.
And I know Stone to the point that I may not have to consult him on things that I may not necessarily have clearance on. Because I know his persona, I know his thought process. There are some issues that Kwame Dadzie, you may call me, I will respond, and then he will call back and say, Vida, you spoke like you just spoke to me before you went on that interview. And so as we sit down, sometimes we have informal sessions.
Okay.
Having conversations about stuff, general stuff about life. I pay keen attention to his choice of words, his thought process, and what he says. So if it is about girl child empowerment, if you ask me about Stone's position, I will be able to tell you because I've sat down with him and I've watched him talk about those things informally, thinking we are just having a general conversation.
Wow.
But I pick on those, and then I know where he grew up from. The Ashaman story, I know it at the back of my palm. And the respect that he has for women, it translates in how he treats his mother and the wife and the kids. And even me choosing a female for a reggae dance hall act.
Yeah, man.
Wanting to choose a female to represent him in public. It tells a lot when it comes to him wanting to empower women. So when it comes to that subject, I know. When it comes to his work ethic, it is crazy. If you want to get Stonebwoy to speak to him after 12 midnight. He's a night person. He's soaking himself into that mood. 1 a.m. All the bangers, they were cooked from 1 a.m. to about 4 a.m. So I know how to go with him with certain issues and even the timing. So for us, we are selling a product away from him expressing himself as an artist. What are the other perks that will make him a viable commercial product on the global stage?
So knowing the brand is very important.
It's very important. And you need to align with that thought process, just like you wanting to be a member of NPP or NDC. If you don't believe in the ideologies of the political party, communicating will be very difficult. So when you see those PR, I can't mention some names, I've seen some people making noise all over the internet. I bet you that they do not align with the ideologies of the party. Probably they feel, well, they are occupying some space, so they have to back it up with some noise. But if you truly believe in the ideologies, speaking clearly, it shouldn't be a difficult thing without insult or disrespect. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when you see those ones, ask them, what is the ideology of that political party?
I don't know them.
So for us at BMG,
yes,
when Stonebwoy, moves his right hand, we know what it means.
Yeah.
When he moves his left, we know his temperament. I know how to go to him with certain issues. You might tell him, well, Stonebwoy, you sounded silly. I may pick my words slowly and say, Kwame Dadzie said you sounded this way. I may not necessarily have to use the word silly. But if I want to get a reaction from him, I know what to tell him. You get it? So for us, we are still on the product selling business when it comes to
before I move to
Stonebwoy.
Nana Yao Ayebuafo, what got you attracted to the brand for you to even accept to work with them?
I mean, I feel there was this era of fan base. I think we are even in that same era of fan bases where people feel that, we belong to this faction. Let us do what we can to promote the act. I studied his work ethic. I studied his approach to his craft itself. I believe that if you want to foot anybody out there on the global stage, he is a viable representative for Ghana. And as a right-thinking person, you don't have any option than to align with such a person. So before I was called on to that role, I saw other factions, bastardizing that act. You see Stonebwoy mounting the stages with Davido, and then somebody will come out and say, he's a curtain raiser, trying to raise the curtains. I mean, there were no voices in the media trumpeting the fact that those curtains that he's raising will pave way for other Ghanaian acts to also have the opportunity out there. So if he decides to perform with Davido in UK O2 Arena and raises a curtain, he knows the kind of audience that he has at that moment and knows the kind of lineup of songs that to release. So next time, if he's footing OVO like we are doing 15th August, he knows that the last time that I raised the curtain for Davido, this were the lineup of songs that the UK market likes. And so for that reason, I'm going to release those bangers so that I get the energy pumped up in the auditorium. So I decided, well, we need to speak up for some great acts like Stonebwoy. There's no need for us. The fan basis is good. I mean, the competition, the banter, it keeps, the craft going. But at the same time, we shouldn't lose facts of the fact that we need to, put out the facts for people to know that these are the true facts when it comes to somebody's work. So for me, I love his craft. I love his attitude towards work, and I felt, well, if I'm asked to, hop on this, it will be very, very easy for me to do. All
right. Before I get to Yao, Uncle Ken is our godfather.
You wanted everybody to know us late.
No. I want you to say hi to us. Uncle Ken! Yay! Just preempting me.
He just wanted to report himself that he was late. They have heard you.
Uncle Ken, when you were not here, I said I wouldn't be surprised if you've done PR work before in the past.
PR?
Yes, for artists or for companies or
not
brands.
Not the sort of PR that these...
but something like that, a quasi role like that.
These professionals do. When I came up with Nana Radio's first album, Anemia. Okay, that was the title of the album. I did in conjunction with Quantus,
Yeah.
And everything about the product came from us. We did not hire an outsider. I attended all the interviews.
All right.
Smash TV. Those days, back then, Radio Joy FM in particular at the time. And I happened to be on Groove FM as well at the time. So I had two radio stations who were the most powerful then in Ghana to propagate the works out there for us, So basically that's, if that can be termed doing PR, in the true sense of the word.
You are playing a role.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I did, but not to speak for somebody. I can't speak for myself. I go speaking for somebody else out there. But I'm glad to meet. This one there is my son. So
he is.
It feels good to be asked, what do you do for a living? I speak for a living.
Oh, yeah.
It feels kind of good because you do it every day, but you don't get paid for it. But funny enough, we get paid.
Now,
paid for it.
Yes, you guys have turned it into a situation whereby you have to pay for me to speak for you.
It wasn't like that previously.
It wasn't like that.
Then some of us have been lucky. I think I've been paid for it for like 20 years now.
All over.
Sure. Because you do a jingle just 1 minute. Watch it, bam. But then somebody speaks the whole day. There are talkatives around, though. They speak the whole day.
So I'm actually talking about
speaking.
Speaking.
Yeah.
Just been lucky.
Okay, let me get to Yao.
No, I'm just saying
yes, please,
that
you're happy to have
these.
We're happy to meet you too.
Yeah, I've never met Vida.
Oh, really?
This is the first time I'm actually.
nice.
somebody said to me the other day, "Well, you Uncle Kanye, I've never met anybody." Because every time the people come here, you say this is the first time, and it's true. You know, I think it's just because I keep to myself a lot. I don't go out that often. You know,
Godfather, we don't go out often. We
but
keep
you're
to
very
ourselves.
popular because I started watching her on TV3 Saturday afternoons.
Miss
Okay.
G's show.
Oh no, not Miss G, Ajua Loud.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Those
That's
days.
GH1.
Is that GH1?
Yeah.
Where George used to be.
Wow.
Ajua used to be your producer.
No.
For the,
Oh wow.
I left before.
no, you left
Way
before.
after that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes, but I used to listen to that show on GH1
yeah.
Saturday afternoon. I think 11 to midday or something.
Yes. Oh,
And that's when I noticed this lady, and I liked her immediately. Then
Oh,
she
wow.
had her hair in African style braids, and you know,
True.
it reminded me
my
of
God.
Asampana Mekan. It reminded me of my mom because my mom had so much hair, and she never stretched it like they did back then.
Yeah.
But she would always tie it up in different, and she looked very good
Thank you.
them
Yeah.
days. So I followed her
Thank
till
you.
and her final post with Stone Boy.
Stone Boy. Yeah. All right.
As for Tony, I read a lot about. He's my friend on Facebook,
Oh,
but he doesn't know.
Ayabuafo.
No, listen, I'm not Tony.
Oh, he's
Tony
not.
is on Zoom.
Tony is on
Tony
Zoom.
Asankuma is
Oh,
on
okay.
Zoom.
Looks a bit like him.
Tiliakwe Nipa is on Zoom.
And I'm Philip. Doesn't
They
he?
look alike, eh?
Eh.
Yeah, Tony and Nana Yao Ayabuafo.
Oh, so this is Nana.
Uh-huh. We have Ede Mensa also
Oh,
on
I
Zoom.
know that
Toto
one.
Me.
Yeah.
And then Empress Nita. Let me come to Yao Bwedu Ayabuafo, and he represents Beyond Control, BYK Medical. How did you get into the camp?
How did I get into the camp?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was there and I got a call that we want you to be part of the camp. I think it took me like a week to kind of think about it. And after thinking about it, I gave it a shot because after deliberating, Medical has been one person that I've been a fan of. I've had the privilege of even interviewing him whilst I was at Muse Africa.
Yeah.
And I used to stay at Kwashman, and he's a soul tomboy, so
Mm.
it felt personal. And I also looked at what we were trying to sell, and I felt this is something I can do to help a brother out, and I joined, basically.
So for how long have you been his PR?
It hasn't been up to a year. I think we officially started, I think, in November. That's when we started. So it hasn't been up to a year.
And how has the journey been?
It's been fun. Sometimes when you are behind the scenes, you don't know how big a person is till you enter into it. Because when I entered it, that's why I realized Medical was bigger than what I expected.
Oh.
But just a mention and the number of followers that kept coming, it was amazing. And it felt good. And I think the first major thing we did was his concert at the stadium, which was another experience altogether.
All right, so George says something that for some artists or creatives, it is very difficult for them to listen to their spokespersons or PRs.
Yeah.
Does Medical listen to you?
Oh, he does. Not in. I'll be lying if I say it's 100%. I'll be lying. But luckily for me, I have a team. I'm not the only person.
Okay.
There's Nanaya. There's also
Pep
Pep
Jr.
And we also have a godfather above us.
Who is that?
Oh,
A strategist.
yes.
Okay.
I don't know whether you want me to mention his name.
Oh, you
so
can mention his
no,
name.
I
Okay.
don't have
If you
his-
don't want to
I don't
mention
have
it,
his
that's
permission
fine.
to
That's
mention
fine.
his name.
That's
so,
fine.
And he hasn't publicly said it anyway.
All right.
Yet.
All right.
So it's a big team.
Mm.
And so we do our best. When we go to the team, because Medical for the past decade has been successful without having the structures properly done. So it's usually difficult talking to someone who's been able to succeed without having, let's say, a PR person with him. But I believe he was very accommodating, and it led to a lot of conversations. And if you've realized, for the past 6 months, he's seen a lot of positive PR coming his way, from being an ambassador for Red News Top
Yeah.
to entering into certain offices.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the Medical we used to talk about like a year ago, which had a lot of harsh realities. Like you could see how the narration. But in 2026, we've seen the conversation to the extent that he was just a hair's length away from being Artist of the Year. It's
Senior man.
I mean, you want to go there? I was shocked that Medical didn't win artist.
I know you say this,
but of course, like I always say, everybody who was nominated in the category deserves
Yeah.
it. So kudos to Black Sheriff.
Yeah.
He also deserved it. So yeah, but I was rooting for Medical. I wanted Medical.
We saw
right
that.
here.
We saw that.
Oh, Stonebwoy is right here.
We saw that.
Oh,
I agree.
I've rooted for Stonebwoy before.
But
I've
this-
never hidden.
the
You
past
see, the thing
one-
about me is I find it difficult to lie about how I feel. Look, Stonebwoy knows very well how much respect and love I have for him. I would easily lay my head on a plate for Stonebwoy. He knows. I'll be shocked if he says he doesn't know. He knows. But years and their demands. You know, every year has who I think ought to be there. Let's be frank. This year, if Shatawale were in there, it should have been Shatawale, considering
Which
what he did
year?
last year. What?
Which year?
The year just passed. This year.
Okay, that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's
today.
not what we're talking about. But yeah, it is what it is. So yes, I agree with him when he says
Yeah.
medical.
Hey, George.
No, yes. Okay.
Jay.
Yeah, well, let me come to you again before I move on to the other panel members. What is your usual routine as a PR officer for your artists like?
Well, for using Medical as the case study. So for Medical, like I said, we have a team, and when we met, we drew up a plan for 6 months, and we had a goal in our target. Basically, as a figurehead, I'm also the one who speaks for the brand, and that is where my strength lies in terms of the dynamics of the team.
Yeah.
Pep is our liaison who liaises with the artist every single time, and Anaya, who I usually call the actual PR because I feel in the long run she's going to be like the face of the whole brand, is the one who does the media relations for us. She coordinates the interviews, and also in terms of the stories we want to put out and all, she handles those pockets, whilst our godfather oversees the general PR work that we do.
Why do you say Nanaya in the long run is going to be the face of the PR team?
So the reason I say it is because of the different roles I do currently. Like I mentioned, I have an artist that I manage, RC.
Okay.
The bigger he's going to get, it means I wouldn't have the time to speak for the brand. You get me? And that time is coming.
So you will resign or you play an ancillary role?
Either way, I think I'm stuck with the brand for life because it's part of my story now. I can't run away from it. You get me? So that's why I see Nanaya. I see Nanaya as like the face of the brand
All right.
going forward. You get me? But that's as and when the time comes.
Let me say hi to Tilly Ekwenipa. Tilly, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Kwame. I really can hear you.
Okay, and Tilly is PR executive for Cracks Global. Tilly,
Yeah.
What do they do?
So Cracks Global is a music distribution platform, and it also has the agency side. So what we do is we take the music from the artist and then get it onto the DSPs. But we are also the official partners for Sony Music in Ghana, which means that we sign artists into the Sony system. And so basically that's what we do. And as the label, we have artists that we also work on there that sort of have ties with Sony. So we have the big ones like the Kim Promise and Co. And then we have the Slim Kid, the Raven, different tiers of artists, and then how we put their project and their stuff out. But generally, the Cracks Global is a music distribution platform like the DM, like Ditto and the rest.
Okay, so by this, are you saying apart from you being a PR executive for the company, you also do PR work for the individual artists that are on the label, on the company's
yes,
table?
by extension. So some artists usually have their own management team, and some of them they are even on labels themselves. They have their own labels, and we are the distribution platform. However, as we work together with them, and especially for the artists that we have on, someone like Raven is with Legacy Life, but he also distributes with Cracks Global. So whilst we are doing PR for Cracks Global, one way or the other, you also have to, check their things and make sure that everything is in order with them, because they are artists that we are working on. So anything that harms their reputation harms the business. So obviously, you have to also watch their back for them.
How easy or difficult is it doing that job for the company and for the individual artists that are on their table?
I think for the company itself, it's not that difficult because the company, you know where, you know the goal, you know what the company is, and you know what it is you want to do with the company when it comes to strategic planning for the company, the reputation for the company, and in certain rare situations, crisis management for the company. That is the core of the PR. But you see, with the artists, it's human. Their behavior is like it's an always on activity. You really don't know what will happen. Sometimes it might not even be the artist. It might be a fan. It might be somebody in their management team. So it's like the artist side is a bit like you cannot predict it, but with the company, you know, it's mostly about managing relationship with your stakeholders. Who are your stakeholders? My artist, the internal workers, they are part of my stakeholders, the labels that we work with, Sony Music. So we for the company, we just know our stakeholders. We know how to manage relationships between the stakeholders. But the artist side, Charlie, you wake up one day, artist post something, like you make wild because you know, human behavior, human nature, it's very unpredictable. But the company itself is not as stressful, trust. It's not as stressful.
Before assuming this role for Cracks Global, you did a short work or piece of work for Kim Promise prior to the TGMs last year. How did that impact your career as a PR executive?
Actually, it was the springboard. It was the springboard to things I didn't even know existed in the PR world. As a matter of fact, what I was doing before I did my master's, it was just a tip, like it was the surface level. So you know, Kim Promise distributes with, as I said, Cracks Global, and then they signed into the Sony system. So this was some form of an extension of the work I did with him. Now, the fact that I'm in school now, actually doing my master's in PR and marketing, now I get to see the broader side of PR and see the talking part stuff is just a bonus. If you're a PR person, you can talk, it's bonus. That is all. The real, and I think George mentioned it earlier, they are there, they are the back, knowing how to talk, yeah. But in certain situations, you don't even need a PR person speaking. Your ability to even train the right person to speak to the right issue to get the right results is something you should know as a PR strategist or executive. So the talking part, yeah, I think for some reason, some of the things I did, it could cut for PR, but there was a bit more to it that going to school has opened my eyes to, and I'm like, oh wow, this is sweet. This is sweet. So yeah, the work I did for Kim Promise was the springboard that actually took me through the right channel, which is the education side of it, and then now working as the head of PR and marketing with Cracks actually gives me the two sides of it. So I'm having the schoolwork, the academia plus the practical. So yeah, fully active, toppermost PR experience that I'm having right now. It's been hectic, but it's been such an exciting experience, trust me.
All right, let me talk to Empress Nita before I come to Tony. Empress.
Hi, Kwame.
Okay, so Empress, you currently work with Kwaku Flick and Samini, right?
Yes, I do.
And for how long have you been working with Samini?
For over a year. For Samini, over a year. Kwaku Flick, we are in our 5th or 6th month.
Okay,
yeah.
And for the past, I think, few years, you were with Famille?
Yes, I was with Famille. I worked with Famille for over 4 years. Yeah.
What have you learned so far from being a PR executive for these artists?
Right. I think that for me, before I work with a client or an artist, I try to become the person's friend, because you need to know who you're working with. The bad sides of the person, the good sides, how the person can even flip in a second, what exactly to even say to the person, how to even speak to the person. So first of all, I'll make sure I try to be like friends with you, not friends like, to that extent, but I make sure I try to get to know you better, hang around with you, spend time around you, like studio time, personal times and all that. With all this, I get to know who I'm really working with and how to even maneuver my way around the person. But yes, it's been a challenge. I mean, positive and negatively. Um, every artist has their way and how they react to situations. Some listen, some do not listen, and even in situations whereby they do not listen, I've found a way to, or I always find a way to explain and make this person understand why we need to do A, B, C, and why it is necessary for you to get involved in it. There are some that will still say no. Then it means that the plan has to change a bit, but I always find a way to work around these people because, like we've all agreed to, they are humans and they all have their attitudes. For me personally, I'm not the type that would probably be out there speaking for artists. I'm mostly behind the scenes. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm mostly behind the scenes. I do not do a lot of talking, but I'm mostly the one planning, doing all the brainstorming and strategizing with the artists and planning with the artists. So my work is more behind the scenes than in the limelight or out there. I do not like talking out there. I do not like speaking for artists, but when the work is supposed to be done, I'm mostly available to do the job for whoever it is. Yeah.
I know you communicate well. Is it intentional not to speak for the artist and just be a strategist behind the scenes?
I think that I really do not enjoy talking out there. I really do not like speaking for people. I mean, when the time comes or when there's a period where I really need to do that, yeah, I can, but I just do not like speaking. For some reason, I do not know why. But I enjoy doing all the brainstorming, all the planning, all the deep thinking and all that work, behind the scenes. So if you really know me, you know that I'm the type that I'm always in my corner trying to make things happen. And I like to make big things happen. I like to do big things too. So it's not about speaking. Sometimes you just need to put it into action for whoever you're working with to see the results.
Amazing. Let me talk to Tony Asankuma. Tony Asankuma has done some PR work for some filmmakers and actors in the past. Currently, he doesn't do that. He's a film critic and founder of GHMovieFreak.com. While we were preparing for this show, I called him and asked him, can you get me any PR professional from the film side? I said, bruh, as far as I know, there is none. Tony.
Sorry.
Your voice is down.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about PR and the film industry.
Right.
I asked you to give me some names of people in that area who do PR, and you couldn't get even one. Why?
Kwame, I believe if they exist, I would know them because of the work I've been doing for the past 12 years. I believe that if there was anybody that was specifically dedicated to film PR in Ghana, I would know. As far as I can remember, I can confidently say that I've been the only person that has worked in that capacity, and I know this because I have worked on certain projects. I've worked with certain actors to develop PR plans for them. I believe the reason why
Tony, are you saying
yes,
you are the only person who has been PR to people in the film industry?
I mean, if there's anybody, the person should come out so that we know. Because I
know Yemi Baba.
So let me explain something. And I was coming to that. A lot of our film people believe that what PR essentially is to have a blogger who is following them around with a camera. Yes, I've said it. That's what they believe PR really is. Having a blogger who is following them around with a camera and making sure they record all their interactions with people and putting it on the internet. No. Rarely do you see a film campaign that has been strategized to a point where the communication, the language, even the target audience has been identified properly and certain measures have been put in place to be able to reach that target audience. And I was going to say that the reason why we don't have that is because for a very long time, the industry has seen film PR as not really secondary, but tertiary, right? They've figured that, as long as the film is done, I will find a way to sell tickets. But just said something very profound, that PR is a science, right? And film being a product, there's a scientific way that you would have to sell it. Yeah, especially when it has to do with the themes, the subject matter of the film, and even most importantly, the target audience of the film. If you have all those elements dialed down from the very beginning, you would approach your PR in a strategic way to ensure that the right people get the message and the right people will be willing to come out to see the film. Again, another reason why that has not existed is because I personally have sat down in meetings with film industry people to draw a plan for them. After the first meeting, it's over. You don't hear back from them. Either they are no longer interested, or they think it's too expensive of a route to take in promoting their film, right? So you go in for a meeting, you draw a plan, you tell them these are the strategies you should use in promoting the film. Okay, they'll be like, okay, I think this is brilliant. I'll call you back. A few months later, all you see, or a few weeks later, all you see are posters or flyers for the film. And to a large extent, they believe that is all the work they have to do to promote the film. So that's how come there are not any specific people that are beating their chest and saying
Tony,
that, okay,
let me chip in this. So I just had information from Edem Mensah Chotome. We have Francis Addo for Yvonne Nelson. He was with Daily Guide. We used to have Attractive Mustafa. I don't know if he still does for any actor.
I know Attractive.
Yeah, so Francis, Attractive, these people I know did some work for some of these actors in the past, but I don't know if they still do now.
Granted.
Yes.
Granted, I believe yes. If these names you mentioned have played roles, looking at the people that you mentioned that they work for, it's very believable because, like I said, only a handful of our industry people, film industry people, are willing to go that route and have somebody who is dedicated as a PR strategist and not necessarily have just a blogger following them and saying that is my PR guy.
Okay, and then there is also Ochiami Akwadanyami for Lewin. Ochiami Akwadanyami for Lewin. Tony, why are you laughing?
No,
Ochiami Akwadanyami.
Not to throw him under the bus, but we see their very last press statement.
Yes.
Does that sound like somebody who understands PR? Does that sound like somebody who understands
According
PR?
to the education we had from George Quay, we have PR strategists.
Okay.
We're talking about Lewin's PR. Yeah.
There are strategists, there are PR executives, there are PR, and there are spokespersons and photographers. You understand? There are photographers, videographers, and spokespersons. Let's be careful what title we give to who. Every role is relevant.
Yes.
Let us not call people what they are not, because again, we may confuse they themselves. You understand? Sometimes it is easy to just throw words and titles about in this country. People love titles. But let us all be proud of who we are, what we do, and what we can do, and the service we offer. Shine or brighten your corner, and you'd attract people to come after you. So if I am following Kwame Dadzie with a camera and cataloging his story, it is a very important role. Once upon a time, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah had a photographer called Reverend Hesse. Is that Chenry Hesse or something like that?
Yes,
he was a photographer. He never called himself Nkrumah's PR. But he was proud of the job that he did, and thanks to him, today we have certain images of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah that we can use to tell his story. So let us address people as who and what they are and the roles they play. Not everybody following somebody is a PR person.
Okay, well said.
Absolutely,
yeah, Tony,
I
continue.
absolutely agree on that. I think Yes. To get the communication right, I'm not saying that it's wrong for industry people to have their personal bloggers. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm trying to say is that we shouldn't have to mistake those people for PR strategists or PR people for those particular, should I call them celebrities or actors. I believe that's why this conversation is even important, because at the end of this all, anybody that is tuning in will better understand what PR takes and better know their positions and their roles, and that would go a long way to shape things going forward.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Stay on still. We'll get back to you. Let me move to Edem Mensah Chotome. He's PR executive for Empress Gifty, Ochiame Kwame, and Tick. Let me start with Empress. Edem, so you do PR for a gospel artist?
Yes, Kwame, I do.
And then you do for secular artists as well?
Yes, I do.
Ampuchechi, baby, oh.
And other, corporate organizations as well as individuals where we do things for in the area of PR. PR is very, very huge. Mostly in the media at times, what I see people talk about more and refer to as PR is mostly the media relation aspect. Where people are booking interviews, people are sending press releases as publicists too, and people are getting them, media spotlight. Mostly that is the aspects the industry highlights. But the PR, the essence of PR goes beyond just the media relation. It is part, but it goes beyond that.
All right, Edem. Okay.
Aspects. Yeah.
We will come to the work itself, Edem. Listen to me. How different is doing PR for a gospel artist from a secular artist?
First of all, PR essentially is about the relationship between communication. When you look at PR definition from all angles, most important things which stand out is communication and stakeholders. So all of these brands have different stakeholders and they have different tones of communication because the stakeholders at times look alike or are not the same. So you always have to look at the kind of brand and the kind of stakeholders. And if you look at the stakeholders are DJs, the stakeholders are normal public and other people. So especially when it comes to music, if you want to do a media relations, say for Ochiame Kwame or for Empress 50, you have a certain kind of DJs you follow to, relate with. If you are doing something for Ochiame Kwame, there are certain kind of media you will engage. So you look at, the message you are putting out, the kind of audience you want it to reach, and based on that, you look at the kind of media relations you do. So it affects the brands I work with, affects the kind of media relations, and others I do regarding specific events they are doing or a specific story we want to tell. So, it varies, and the strategies are not the same.
Edem, in the years you've served as a PR executive, what lessons have you learned?
The lessons I've learned is that, and that is, Kwame, it's a critical area we need to pay attention to. If you look at modern trends of PR, that is where a lot of attention is going. But most of brands have not looked at it. Crisis communication. I've learned to the extent that I think that brands and their team need to pay a lot of attention to crisis communication, which is also an aspect of PR we need to take in very, very important, because at the end of the day, with PR, you are dealing with the image, you are looking at how you buffer and how you are able to bridge. And if the brand goes into trouble, it can bring down years of hard work and everything the team, the investment people have put in. And I think it is one area we need to strengthen, because mostly I see that when brands go into crisis and we are communicating, at times I see the responses are not very professional, or the responses are not critical, or the responses do not even like take serious the situation brands find themselves in, and the consequences the crisis can have on the potential and future of the brand. Because I mean, some of the crisis can take you out of business. Some of the crisis can let your brand, your clients, move away from you, and that is money which is going down the drain. So I don't see why brands will invest millions, cities, dollars into their brand and will not pay attention to crisis communication. I think we need to be critical about crisis communication, because it takes away, for me, I think it takes away more from the brand than it brings to the brand. So if we pay attention, I think it will be something good and healthy for our brands and what we do. Because at the end of the day, perceived value of brands should not be taken for granted. And as an industry, we need to strengthen that aspect. And that is why I really want to see a lot of more professionals, and also those who started as friends, to also go to school and develop themselves, so that when the brands get into crisis, they will know how to communicate. And I'm happy that I've seen some people take on the education aspect, so that in times of crisis, we can bring what we call the image restoration. We can restore the images to where they are. So, Kwame, we need to tighten our crisis communication aspect of the industry.
All right. Thank you, Edem Mensah Chotome, PR executive for Empress Gifty Ochame Kwame and Tech. And you still tune in to Joy 99.7 FM. It's Showbiz A to Z. And today, we're looking at why we need creatives. Edem, we're looking at why we need PR executives for creatives, or for the creative industry. And in the studio, we have Vida Educhumwa Boateng, head of PR for Benetton Music. We have Yao Bwedu Ayeboafo, head of PR for BYK Medical. Edem Mensah Chotome just spoke PR for Empress Gifty Ochame Kwame Tech. Empress Nita is PR strategist for Samini and Kweku Flick. Tilly Ekuyanipa is PR executive for Cracks Global, and Tony Asankuma, film critic, founder, GHMovieFreak.com. George Kwe is a PR and communications professional, team lead for Image Bureau. Bureau. And Uncle Ken is broadcaster, Joy FM. And a former quasi PR professional executive. Uncle Ken.
Yeah, for somebody who.
He said what? Uncle Ken, you've listened to everybody.
Yes,
yeah,
I have, and I've enjoyed listening to their, experiences on the jobs that they do.
Yeah,
and do so well. I feel that I don't know if it was George or Vida who raised the question about being able to communicate and communicate well. I think it was George. Hello, yeah. I happen to think it's not just about communicating. Anybody can communicate, but your communication should be persuasive as a PR person. Yes, and strategic. You should know what to put out there to the audience that you want to get to. Back in the day, when there were serious record companies, all the artists were signed under a label. There could be about 5, 6, you were asking, there could be about 5, 6 artists under, say, Motown, or Solar Records, or Philadelphia Records, or Columbia Records. A lot of these artists were under them, but they all were assigned a PR person, paid for by the company. Because it is capital intensive, the PR work, particularly if you have a notorious artist who happens to be in the limelight all the time and needs protecting, you know. There were some artists who got popular by being notorious. That was them, you know, their way of getting to the... And the record companies loved such artists because they brought in the dosh, you know. And so they were assigned people to protect them whenever there was something in there. Nowadays, there are not too many record companies, and anybody can get up and release a song on his own label, so to speak.
Yeah.
You don't need to go through a record company to get noticed and have to go about paying the radio stations, the DJs in the stations, who most of these companies had acquired, you know, some sort of attraction. And so would always spend money on these people to promote their affairs, you know, as well as editors of newspapers and magazines back then. Now it's social media. Now it's social media, and the very few people who actually speak in person, like the Georges and Viders and co, are also doing something that is very good for the artists, because it's not everybody that's on social media. Some need to be heard on stations like ours, you know, so you need such people. I think that the sort of PR practitioner we have in Ghana is slightly different from what pertains sometimes out there. There are few who know the realm of PR, like you people. I mean, if you know the realm of PR, yes, and you work at that, that's fine. But there are a lot of people who, like George said, who say they're PR practitioners when they are in actual fact not. Yep. You know, the ordinary spokespeople or whatever you have. It's all about who you're speaking for, how you're able to protect the person, how you're able to douse flames that start, you know, showing shoot-ups in the press, form your relationships in the press, know who to go to and who to put out your stuff for you. Then you're working well, because then it works well for some of those people. But it is a profession that needs to be taken seriously. And like in this country, a lot of the artistic professions are seen from the outside looking in as, oh, so long as you can talk, you know. But a lot of people talk rubbish. There's a lot of piffle out there, you know, by a lot of people. So if you are going to talk well structured, and make sure that what you are putting out does not conflict what your artist might accidentally go to say somewhere when you're not there. So kudos to them for the work they're doing. We might also not forget that there are PR practitioners who do not speak out, but write.
Design.
Yeah.
And, you know, those people are also very important, but they are for a certain niche. Yes. Crowd, you know. In our situation in Ghana, you have to go out and sometimes be in the gutters. What I want to know from them is, would they deliberately lie about their artists or brands?
Okay. Vida,
to protect them.
Uncle Ken is asking a question.
Okay. I think for us...
okay.
Let me...
okay, George wants to
George Lawrence,
start.
I want Vida to answer.
Okay, Vida, go ahead.
Okay.
Vida,
no, Vida, start.
For us, I think for us as PR, we may or we could be allowed to make petty mistakes. And then him being the top artist can come and rectify whatever anomaly there is. It's just like you speaking for Joy FM, and imagine Kwesi Chum, big man, making that grave mistake, and then you, an employee, coming to rectify it. It doesn't sit well. So you could make an error. And Vida said I had 2 awards, but indeed it was actually 3. The other one, I put it away for so and so reasons, but it is worth counting as part of the awards that I have won.
Will the public not consider that as Vida not knowing her?
I'm not saying that I will make mistakes. I said
it is a hypothetical situation.
It could be.
I know, right?
No,
So
but I asked you if you would.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because the brand is clean. You get it. The brand is clean, so we don't need
So you have no
all
cause.
those little extras to make our points known or to put our point across. So for us, we will not deliberately sit down and lie. And in today's Ghana, where you can easily fact check, I don't think anybody can dwell on lies and survive in this industry. I mean, we've seen a lot of inconsistencies from other artists, which another day when we talk about it, we can put it forward. For us, we have been consistent from day one. You get what I mean? So it will be difficult to lie for a brand like Stonebwoy. Come on, what lie could you tell? That he didn't play live music, that he DJ track 2. That's what the album didn't hit, and you said it. I hate it. What lie could you possibly tell?
Maybe in defending him for something that has happened.
Maybe a lie is too strong a word.
Okay.
A stunt.
No, but I mean that's our job. We are clarifying the point.
Vida, let me help you.
No,
Okay.
we are just clarifying.
George wants to tell you how to pull stunts.
No, I'm not saying how to.
Or how to lie.
You recall that in the beginning of my submissions, I did mention I mentioned the aspect of the PR strategist. Sometimes, depending on what you're selling, there are things that you deliberately put out, right? Because of the kind of effect that you want
But it's
to
not a lie.
generate.
Or it could be a lie.
It may not necessarily be a lie, but literature has terms like hyperboles and exaggerations.
Agenda.
You can blow it out of
You
proportion.
set the agenda. That
You
one
understand?
day
You said you
we
can
are
blow
good
it
at
out of proportion, just to, get the talkability and everything going and all of those. It is not a lie. You can exaggerate it or downplay it. But the worst thing any PR practitioner can do would be to tell a flat lie. You can never, it will come back and bite you someday.
George, your friend Prosper Kwashi,
National Theatre.
He says they are truthful lies.
I do not know what he means. Maybe he can
Me too.
explain it. I've heard expressions like white lies. The Ghans have an expression that goes like "anukwalini dra shia" or "anukwalini drama awie." That is the concept of silence also being a PR tool. Do you understand?
Golden, eh?
I would not tell a lie. I'd rather go silent.
All right.
That is why the Americans have something called the Fifth Amendment. You understand? But
Put that up.
yes, I would rather not say a word. If I know I'll be compromised in any way, or if I know I'll be shooting the artist or the brand I'm representing in the foot. However, if it is something that involves other people, they are third parties, and there is a need to own up, apologize, and redress, it is also important and mature to do so. You see, the concept of PR, I've always believed, as we were taught some time back, stands on 3 legs. Ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos being ethos being the honesty and trustworthiness part of it, logos being the logical aspect of it, and pathos being the emotional aspect of it. And that emotional aspect is what brought out the word Uncle Ken used, persuasive communication. Sometimes your communication does not have to necessarily be persuasive based on the effect you want. Sometimes you could be aggressive.
Right.
And again, speaking quickly to what Adam was saying, you do not have to wake up in the morning necessarily plotting or planning for crisis communication when you've done your homework well. The entire job of PR is proactive. Crisis communication is reactive. It is for unforeseen circumstances. Nobody wakes up planning for unforeseen circumstances per se, but in everything, including PR, you prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So you just need to make sure that in your planning, you've made provision for unforeseen circumstances.
All right.
And then put in structures to deal with them or mitigate them.
Thank you
That's it.
very much,
So I don't think
George.
they would ever tell lies.
No, we don't. We've never done that.
Joy 99.7, Showbiz A to Z. Beautiful conversation here talking about why creatives need PR executives. It's been insightful so far. You can send in your questions, your comments, reservations at 05511119997. In the meantime, this August there is a new play.
Joker.
We are not playing, but we will do the play. Image Bureau, April Communications and National Theatre proudly presents this hilarious, thought-provoking, and unforgettable theatrical masterpiece
Joker.
written by George Quay and directed by him. When George Quay is here, you can't say bureau, you say bureau.
No, Uncle Ken actually is one of the first people to push for that, for people to pronounce it right.
Oh, yeah.
Kudos to Uncle Ken. Yes.
Kudos, not kudos.
No, it's not kudos.
Yeah, it's not kudos. Kudos.
Yeah.
Dos.
It's not kudos.
Dos.
Yes. That's a pronunciation. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
last week someone said route here.
Oh.
Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken said no, it's
somebody says kudos.
Kudus. But Kudus is Kudus.
This is a footballer.
Our player.
Yes, that's a player. That's a player. Yes.
Kwame.
Uncle Ken, please let me finish with the LPM. I'll come to you.
Okay.
So we're getting ready for Guinness Pound of Flesh. Yeah, it's happening at the National Theatre. Saturday 1st, Sunday 2nd, Saturday 8th, and Sunday 9th August. And the play shows at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day. Let me ask you this question though. What would you do if you borrowed money from someone and instead of charging you interest, they demanded a pound of your flesh if you failed to repay? This is no totally, this is true story. And that's exactly the gripping story at the heart of Guinness Pound of Flesh. Staging at the National Theatre on Saturday 1st, Sunday 2nd, Saturday 8th, Sunday 9th August, 4 p.m., 8 p.m. each day. Tickets are going for 200 Ghana cedis. Available at www.imagebureaugh.com. You can also dial *714 *46 hash. And for enquiries, please call 055 131 3134. Guinness Pound of Flesh is supported by Knee Plants Car Rentals, Graphic Communications Group, Joy FM, Hits FM, Joy Prime Television, and proudly brought to you by the Ghana Tourism Authority. Guinness Pound of Flesh, a story of justice, revenge, mercy, and the choices that define our humanity. Don't miss it. If you love tennis, please pay attention. We're inviting you to the official launch of the Gamache Tennis Open 2026. And this is being done under the auspices of His Royal Majesty the Gamache Manche Ni Taki Teku Chu II. And this landmark tournament celebrates sporting excellence, youth development, tourism, and community unity through the game of tennis, and will bring together government officials, the diplomatic community, the corporate sector, traditional leaders, and sporting fraternity, and the media. It's happening on 23rd July 2026. Time is 4 p.m. and the venue is the Gamanche Palace, North Kaneshi. And it's being done in collaboration with the Ghana Tennis Federation, National Sports Authority, Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ghana Tourism Authority. The Gamanche Tennis Open 2026 is in partnership with Joy FM, Hits FM, Joy Prime, Joy News, Asempa FM, Adum FM, and Adum TV. For more information, you can call 024 444 6894 or 0243 222 059. Showbiz A to Z is brought to you by MTN and High Five Choco Malls. This is the best for you. Imagine you getting High Five pie with some hot meat pie or maybe both fruits. I'm salivating already. High Five Choco Malt. Enjoy the malt, feel the chocolate. High Five Choco Malt, the new normal. Best served chilled. Available in all supermarkets. You can call them for bulk purchase 0262351 251. Still here on Showbiz A to Z. In a moment, we'll be talking about other things regarding PR in the creative industry. We have a lot more to talk about, so don't go anywhere.
Do you know something exciting is stirring at the Habitat Fair?
Feel the excitement. Enjoy the conversation. Come with us on this exciting journey of growth and personal development. We challenge you to break the status quo, step out and do big things. Catch host Reverend Albert Okran as he vibes with CEOs, experts, and changemakers. Right here on Springboard, your virtual university. Now showing every Sunday at 9 p.m. on Joy News TV, 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM, and streaming online on Facebook and YouTube. You can't miss it. Partners, MTN Ghana, Enterprise Group, and the Ghana Grows Program. A collaboration between MasterCard Foundation and Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Media partners, Joy FM, Joy News TV, and Graphic. Springboard. Your personal value will shoot up.
Here's where we turn around. Here's where we turn around.
No matter how your day is going, isn't it comforting to know that there's a place where you can relax and kick off your stress? The Cosmopolitan Mix on Joy FM with Doreen Nando has it all. Education, inspiration, entertainment, celebrity interviews.
What's up, man?
I'm good.
Some wavy.
Thank God it's Friday.
Best variety of local favorites.
Good morning. Big God, oh, if you put your body on me, money on you.
All on your favorite brunch time mix. Weekdays 10 a.m. till noon. Joy 99.7 FM on your dial, online, and on all our social media handles. #Cosmopolitan Mix. You can also catch up with the Cosmopolitan Mix and all our shows via podcast. Just go to myjoyonline.com, podcast, and search for your favorite show and relive all those moments. Joy 99.7 FM. Radio for discerning listeners. Cosmopolitan Mix is powered by Joy Entertainment. We're large and in charge. Tune in and find your joy.
Morning time, the pot is ready. Mama cook it nice and steady. Call your people, call your crew. Oba spaghetti made for you. Come chop, everybody chop. Oba on my table, we know.
This advert is FDA approved.
Joy 99.7 FM.
FMRC with my dear right there. And some PR people are listening to the show. Kokonsa Kester says, yeah, George Quay, we the PR people are enjoying this conversation with 3 fire emojis. You can also send in your comments now, 05511119997. It's round 2 of the conversation, and we're talking about the need to have PR executives for our creatives. Yeah, let me start with somebody on Zoom. Let me go to Empress Nita. Empress, can you hear me? Hello, Empress, can you hear me?
Hi, Kwame, I can hear you.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Are you the one that handles the social media accounts of your artists?
No, I'm not the one.
So they do that?
There are executives that handle them. Or sometimes the artists themselves, but then there's always a plan.
So you don't even have access to the accounts?
No, I do not.
If your artist posts something that you consider a mistake, how do you rectify it?
Okay. Sometimes the best. Sometimes it's best to just let it go and then find a way to do all the crisis management and all that. Sometimes to when it hasn't gone that far, you can quickly like eliminate or delete it, But most often, before the people or the clients I work with, before they post something, we have an agreement, like because I am in charge of your day to day, how the audience see you out there. So before mostly they post something, they definitely let me know. Or sometimes we are in sync. Okay, we need to post this, and that. We need to make sure we put this out there. So mostly it's rare for me to have situations like that because mostly we are aligned.
Without mentioning names, have you ever told your artist or your client maybe to do something in the interest of the brand that they declined?
Oh yes. There have been situations like that.
And how did you feel about
it? I said earlier, I try to make it a point whereby I explain to you the need to do that or the importance of you to do that particular act. So mostly we are mostly aligned. There's always a way to sweet talk, your clients and make them understand what exactly you are doing or the direction you want to go. But like I said, it's rare cases for me to have situations whereby an artist or a client would decline what you want to do. Sometimes they might not decline it entirely or 100%. They might also have like add-ons, like additions. Okay, why not we do it this way? Then we have to work hand in hand and make whatever it is happen. But it's very rare with my case because I always have a way to talk to my clients.
Let me ask the same question. Let me ask Yao the same question. Do you have access to the social media account of your artist? Okay.
I believe that's usually a job for a social media executive to handle.
Okay.
But I don't have like the details of the social media, even though I monitor regularly.
You monitor?
Oh yes.
But do you contribute to what goes on the social media handles, as in sometimes write a post for him to put up there?
No, to zoom in on medical, no, because he's built his pages on a certain level. You get me? Unless it is something that we are pushing deliberately, then that one we can coin and suggest. Even with that, he has to kind of understand whatever he's posting, because he also needs to align with his brand. Need to come from a perspective of him doing it rather than it being promotional.
All right.
So he needs to align with how he posts on a regular on his socials. So even when he does it, you will not realize probably this is from the PR team or business. You get me?
If you find out that he's posted something that is injurious to his image, what do you do?
I call the manager. That's the first thing. The first thing I do is I call the manager. Then we have a conversation, because firstly I need to understand why he posted that, because I can't just conclude it's injurious when I don't know the reasoning behind that post. So once there's an understanding, then I also explain to him maybe so and so this might not be perceived properly and all that. But I think this past week, Olive the Boy posted medical images and he added a dove. On a regular day, it's a baseless post, but in our settings, when you add the dove, people assume it's gone too soon. You get me? So there, we need to reach out and say, I understand that you are celebrating medical because people have a song that came out yesterday, but people are not understanding the way you posted it. Yes, so you have to add something to make it. You get me?
Oh,
lose the bet. You get me? Because a lot of calls were coming. What is happening? What is wrong? Because people, I saw the post, media regular, but
people were reading meaning.
You get it, and so stuff like this. That's me. Honestly, the first person I go to shows the money. I don't go to the artist direct. I work with Kofi.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, Kofi is more like the managing director for us.
All
So
right.
and he understands the artist better, because aside from being cousins, they've worked for all these years. So he will be the best person to send the message to medical in a way that he's going to kind of compromise a bit. So that's the usual routine.
Let me ask Vida the same question. Do you have access to your artist's social media
we have
account?
people that handle that.
Okay, there are people that do that.
A PR page on WhatsApp. So for the things that go onto the record labels accounts or platforms, we agree on the wording, the brofo and all that to put there. And sometimes when Stone wants to post something about a particular topic, he'll go like, Vida, this is what I want to post.
Right.
Look at what I have written. I want to add this character. I want to add this flair to it. Do you think it's best this way? He'll go like, brofo. Put in something. And I'm like, after reading, I feel it embodies the kind of flair and character that you want to put out. So let's push it. Sometimes I'll dot the I's, 1 or 2 things, and then I'll push it to him, and you realize that he's posted it.
Amazing. Adam, are you there? Adam Mensan Chotome, are you there?
DJ.
Okay, it appears Adam is still emceeing. Let me get to let me get to Tilly.
Hello.
Adam has come, please. Adam has come. Adam has come. Adam. Yeah, you cool down. Calm down for us, okay? We can hear you. Just calm down, okay? We can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Please, who handles Empress Gifty's social media accounts?
I mean, you handle, and we have a couple of people who will take a phone.
Adam, we experiencing some feedback where you are now. Can you please reposition yourself?
Okay. I'm coming.
All right. So in the meantime,
Is it better?
yes, it's better.